30 minutes for this dumbbell and body weight endurance stability strength circuit. Today I have for you 6 exercises straight through in a circuit style, 2 times through, with 75 seconds, aiming for 12 to 16 repetitions and 20-second breaks in between each exercise. This workout is meant to engage core strength, build better posture, engage all of your total body muscles for longevity, building a foundation that you can build strength on, preventing injury and increasing that longevity. So pause here, get your kinetics, balance, fitness, customized warm-up in to help produce better results. And otherwise, listening to that tone, we have 30 seconds before our very first exercise. So bend those knees to pick up those dumbbells. Our first exercise is a lunge with an alternating scaption. So first, feet hip width apart. We step one foot down and back. We come up into either a kickstand or balance, and one arm at a time comes up into that scaption. This means our thumb is pointed up and we're about 30 degrees in front. We can alternate sides, aiming for equal repetitions on each side. Come with me. So down and back into that lunge, feet hip width apart, aiming for that balance. And as we bring each arm up and out to the side, slightly in front, we feel pressure along the outside of those armpits. This means that our shoulder blade is rotating properly. We want to tuck the chin, pull the head back, so the ears are stacked over the shoulders, over the hips. Balance requires that your bum is engaged, your glute is nice and tight. We want to lift through the arch of that foot, creating a solid support system, and we're not rocking or swinging those dumbbells. We're going to feel this working in our legs as well as in that cap of the shoulder. If you have any pain or have a hard time balancing, use that kickstand. If a lunge is painful for you, you can also alternate in a squat. So one arm at a time. This would be a little bit easier in terms of that core strength, but you could also squat, kickstand, and then alternate legs. 8 seconds, so one more repetition. Down and back into that lunge, up into that balance. We can switch out those weights for a little bit heavier. We're going to go to a back exercise. This is an incline alternating row. Now, for this exercise, we bend the knees and sit the hips down and back. I'm not having you bend over deep. Gentle pull in, our chest stays up tall, and we're just bending one arm at a time as if we're putting a dumbbell in our pocket. So it's almost like we're reaching our hand toward our hip pocket, not letting that body rotate. Any of these exercises you can do with bands or body weight only. You can even use water bottles. Now, if we have any low back pain here, you can come down to the floor and go into a quadruped position on those hands and knees. Again, keeping that back nice and neutral. So a neutral back is going to have a small arch in the low back. It's going to mean that our pelvis is neutral, meaning we're not sticking it way back, but we're also not tucked under. So this would require you to look at the front of those bony hips as well as the dimples in your back. As we pull, we're not rotating the body. We stop the arm when it stops, meaning we're not rolling it forward. The chin is pulled back, so we're long and tall through the crown of that head. 7 seconds. We're going to exhale as we pull towards that hip, and we're going to keep it even on both sides. This next exercise, we move to your legs. So this is going to get your heart rate up the highest because these are our big muscles. One single dumbbell here, and it's going to come up to your shoulder. We're going to go to a lateral lunge to balance. So we step out to the side, the same leg as the same arm as we're holding that dumbbell, and we come up into balance here. So out to the side, knee comes straight forward in line with those toes. Toes are pointed straight ahead. Our back is neutral, again with that small arch in the low back. So our chest stays up tall. We don't want to be dipping down. It's going to be really hard on the shoulder if you're dipping down. Gentle pull in, a light pull away from that belly button. I like to call it the Pillsbury Doughboy. I like, woohoo! And I want you to try to keep count because we're going to come back to this in the next round. Now, if balance is a struggle for you, you can slide the foot and then come up into balance. You can also, again, use that kickstand. Now, this is a total body experience here. My heart rate is climbing. My shoulder is burning. My core is engaging. I feel it through my thigh, through the outside of my hip. We are on the home stretch, 7 seconds. So one more repetition if we're lucky. And if you feel like this is really hard, you can also come to that chest. All right, put that dumbbell down, shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing on the next side after this exercise. This exercise is a single leg push-up. Feel free to use a raised surface for this. Hands are wider than shoulder width apart, in line with the middle of our chest. We're in that front plank position. We're gonna squeeze our bum to lift one leg up. And then we go down with control, exhale and push up. We're gonna feel those glutes engage, a gentle pull in on that belly button. The farther up you go on that incline, so you can even do it up against the wall, right? The more challenge you're gonna feel on the chest and the shoulders. I'm gonna let you know when to switch legs halfway through. Exhale, as you push up and squeeze. We're gonna go ahead and switch sides. Here we go, so switching legs, big squeeze on the bum, long and tall through the crown of the head. If you don't have a raised surface, go ahead and put a knee down. Again, you wanna reach long through that leg, but this is a great way to work up towards a full-length push-up. And you're gonna feel extra core work engaging as we push that ground away and keep everything nice and even. And I'm twitching, guys. Whew. Nice and long and strong, gentle pull in for support. No back pain throughout, no shoulder pain. All right, shake it out because we're feeling a total body work here. We're going back to that opposite side for your single-sided lateral lunge to balance in 5 seconds. And I know the shoulders, they're engaging for sure. So out to the side, stacking those toes, knees, and hips, nice up and squeeze. What you'll notice in these lateral lunges is how challenging each side is independent of each other. So you might find that one side is more challenging than the other. You might find that one hip doesn't want to engage as quickly as the other. And don't forget that modification. You can bring that dumbbell up to the chest, centering that weight, making it a little bit easier through the core, as we do not want to have any pulling or rotation or challenges through that core. We want to challenge without pain. Also pay attention. We don't want the knee to go out wide. We don't want the knee to roll in. Keep that chest up tall, belly button gently pulled in for support. I know it's getting heavy on those shoulders. Nice up and squeeze. 3 seconds, last one. Oh, feeling that work. Oh my goodness gracious. And we're going to finish with a wall squat with a pullover. So if we don't have a wall, we can do this on the floor as a glute bridge pullover. We're gonna walk those feet away from the wall, 6 to 12 inches, feet hip width apart. We're gonna slide down into that squat, keep the chest up tall, press the back of the head into the wall, and you're gonna reach the arms overhead. As we reach the arms overhead, we're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. And we want the head to be on the wall. The head and the shoulders should both be on the wall. As we reach overhead, you're gonna get a big stretch through the outside of those armpits. Now, you can go to the thumbs. You can also put the thumbs down and go to the top of your hands. If you really want to challenge yourself, go all the way to the back of those hands. That is a real challenge. I have a hard time getting there. And you're really going to feel a stretch through the outside of those armpits throughout all of these. We're also going to feel a burn in those legs from the friction in the wall. Notice I have to sit forward so that I can move my sticky back from the wall. But guess what? 5 seconds. Embrace the burn. This exercise challenges muscles called the serratus anterior, which helps improve mobility of our shoulder blades, helps prevent injury and pain, and improves posture. So lots of benefits to improving that movement. One more time through. All of this endurance stability, really challenging through the core, building a nice solid foundation to keep us from injuring ourselves as we increase muscle mass. Lunge to alternating scaption. So down and back into that lunge, one arm at a time, long and tall through the crown of that head. We're trying to engage all of these muscle groups. So from the arch of the foot, all the way up the thigh. So all the way into the hip, to the core, into the shoulders, and into the base of that neck. We're going to alternating sides, focusing on toes pointed straight ahead, squeezing the glute, working on that balance and your posture, feeling the shoulder blades again swinging. So you might notice a little bit of burn now through the outside of those armpits, as well as into the top of the shoulder. Now, where I don't want you to feel it is the base of the neck. So in that area where you might say, I carry all my stress. That might mean that your head is pulling forward or you're shrugging your shoulders a little bit. One last one. We're not coming back to these, guys. This workout is heavy. It's hard. I'm feeling it. But lots of benefits to be had by these higher repetitions. So like I said, 12 to 16 repetitions, keeping it even between sides. Inclined alternating row, a little bit heavier on those dumbbells. Bend the knees, sit the hips back. Notice I am not sitting heavily forward, right? I am not inclined forward. I'm keeping my chest up tall, but I am slightly forward, still keeping the back nice and neutral, keeping my chin tucked. I'm looking at the floor about 4 to 5 feet. I exhale as I pull that hand towards the hip. Now, the farther I pull out away from my body, the more I'm going to feel it work in the outside of my armpit. And the goal here is to have no pain in that low back. I like these ones because we do walk around and lift things only on one side. And we do tend to incline forward when we're doing things like unloading the dishwasher. So we want to have endurance in that core to stabilize, but I don't want any low back pain to creep in. Really pull that chin back, gentle pull in on the belly button, already down to 6 seconds. So one more each side, exhale, inhale on the down, last one, yes. And oh my goodness, already back to that lateral lunge to balance with that single-sided deadlift. And this one's just hard. It's hard on the core, it's hard on the shoulder. So prepare yourself. Set your dumbbell to a weight that is challenging without breaking form. So out to the side, stacking the toes, knees, and hips. Nice up and squeeze. You can put your hand at your hip or bring it out to the side for balance. Notice mine kind of fluctuates. When I do this exercise, when I'm standing, I'm about 10 feet in front, 8 to 10 feet. And when I'm down, about 3 to 4 feet in front of me. So notice I'm not picking my head up and looking at one spot. What happens when we do that, and you'll notice it, my back is gonna arch. You also might notice my shoulder shrugs up, which means that I start carrying that dumbbell in my upper back and neck. And that's not what I want. You're gonna feel it in the front of that shoulder and the bicep, okay? But I don't want it in the upper back and neck. That means we're carrying it in the upper trap, which means we need to watch our head position. We wanna try to keep our wrists stacked over those elbows. Oh, it's challenging. Down to 10 seconds. Embrace the burn and know this exercise marks your halfway point in round number 2. Oh, shake it out. Get a quick drink. We're going to that single leg push-up. On an incline, on the floor, whatever you've got. I know my shoulders are fatigued, so I'm gonna start off on the floor and I'm gonna listen to my body and go up to that incline as needed. So long and tall through the crown of the head, squeezing the glutes to lift one leg off the floor. Can tap down in between if you need to. Exhale. As soon as you change direction, we're squeezing the bum to lift that leg. We're pushing through the toes on the opposite leg. Exhale and push. Stay strong, stay long. Go ahead and switch sides. And on that note, I am going to come up on the incline. Now, sometimes we need to lift lighter or use that incline to benefit us. We're always pushing our boundaries based on the day and listening to our body. So that means we're not pushing into pain. We're challenging our bodies based on what we need in that day and that time. 14 seconds. My shoulders are screaming, my chest is engaged, my core is feeling fatigued. Breathe, one last one. Yes. I know those are very challenging. You're gonna feel them in the core, in the hips, in the glutes, and in the shoulders and in the chest. Lots of hard work happening. 2 exercises left to finish out your workout. And in just 30 minutes, you're gonna have a stronger core, better posture, and a workout that challenged your mind, your body, and built way more than just strength. But we're hitting every major muscle group here. And oh my goodness, my shoulder is screaming. Taking a breather, back up. So normally, these workouts count as my regular workouts, but my video shots are out of sync with my regular workouts. So I did a regular cardio workout today. So my heart rate is high, my muscles are fatigued. So I'm listening to my body. And if I feel as if I'm not having proper form, I reduce that challenge. So notice, I move the dumbbell to my chest. This is protecting my body so that I continue to get a good workout in, set a good example for form without breaking form and without hurting my body. 9 seconds. Chest stays tall. Belly button in, squeezing the glutes. One last one. And we finish with that squat and that pullover. Remember, we can do these on the floor, so if you don't have an open wall, or if you feel like you can't keep the shoulders down and back, you can do a glute bridge, which I'm gonna demonstrate for you now. So feet are flat, we lift the hips up, back down, and then we reach overhead. Shoulders away from those ears, feeling that stretch through the outside of the armpits, pressing the shoulders down away from the ears. So hips up, down, and then reaching overhead. Same thing as the squat, except we're adding that reach overhead in the squat position. Now when we're on the ground for the glute bridge, we want to reach over when the hips are down. That gives us a better activation of the serratus anterior, like I said, which comes across as a stretch. But right now, I don't know about you guys, it's burning. So I'm definitely feeling that work on this critical stabilizing muscle. I'm also embracing the burn in my thighs. home stretch, guys. 17 seconds, and we have that cool down and stretch coming for you, knowing you're almost there. You made time for your health and your goals, and you made the most out of your workout, whatever it was today. Last one. Quick drink, and we finish with that cool down and stretch. So we're going to target those muscles that have the propensity to get tight. We're going to start off standing, feet wide, toes pointed straight ahead. You guys know I love this one. Stepping one foot slightly forward, heel in line with those toes. We lean into that slightly forward leg and tuck the glutes under. When we tuck those hips, we get a nice stretch through the inside of that thigh. So this is really important to get that nice stretch. These muscles cause our legs to pull in. Most of the time, those inner thighs are overworking. So we got to stretch them out, calm them down. We're going to hold all of these stretches 30 to 45 seconds, but if you don't feel that muscle calm down, pause it and hold it a little bit longer or come back to it at the end. Go ahead and switch sides, toes straight ahead. Step the opposite leg slightly forward, lean into it. Big squeeze on the glutes. And breathe. The hard part is over. Now we're just calming those muscles down, stretching things out with that body nice and warm. This is when we hit up those static stretches. We want to do dynamic stretches before we do our movement. And focusing in on these muscles that have the propensity to get tight, even if they're not in your personalized stretching protocol, is really, really important because they just keep things calm. So we're going to come down to the floor. We're going to stretch the front of that hip and thigh, one of my favorites. Back foot is flexed, big squeeze tucking that hip under. Nice reach up towards the ceiling. If you feel an increase in stretch, you can always tip to the side as well. You can place a pillow, blanket, or pad underneath that back knee so that we can make sure that we're not having any kind of knee pain here. Can also do this on a soft raised surface like a couch or a chair. So if you have arthritis of the knee and you really want to get a good stretch through the front of that hip and thigh, this is a great way to do it. Just use a soft surface and take that pressure off of that downward, the body weight, right? Of all of our body weight being down on that knee. Good. So this stretches out the hip flexor and that quad muscle that can lead to hip or knee pain. So go ahead and switch sides. Tucking under, reaching up. Small lean to the side. A nice deep breath and relax. Beautiful. Hard work's over, and this is a quick, these 30-minute videos are a nice quick way to get your strength in, fit it into a regular day, continue to build muscle mass, and prevent that pain and injury in a way that works for our body, in a timeline that fits more easily into our busy lifestyles. We're going to come down into a child's pose, toes together, knees wide. We're going to reach the hands away, roll the shoulders down and back, and press the chest towards the floor as we push those hips towards the knees. Now you can do this on a raised surface. If you have any kind of knee pain in that deep bend, you can also do it from a squat position. Just making sure we get a nice round in that back. Roll the shoulders down and back so we're getting a big stretch through the outside of the armpits, potentially into the back of that pelvis. Big deep breath in. Expand the belly, expand the ribs, exhale. Chest towards the floor. Big deep breath in. Exhale. One more big deep breath in. And exhale. Beautiful work. You made 30 minutes for your health, for your bone density, for your muscle mass, for your longevity. All of these things tie into that deep health. I hope you feel relaxed, stronger, and inspired and motivated to keep working towards your health and wellness goals, towards your best life. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, never hesitate to reach out. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how this workout worked for you. And never stop working for your best life, because you are worth it. I'll see you again next time.